1949. Jim Crow was in full effect. The nation was split, North and the South. I'm sure you all remember, well, you probably don't remember, but you all read about it, and you've seen stories, movies. There was a lot of good things came out, there also was a lot of bad things. One of the great things was American literature. What I mean by American literature, I'm talking about a gentleman by the name of Langston Hughes. Born in Joplin, Missouri, James Langston Hughes was a great-great-grandson of Charles Henry Langston, brother of John Mercer Langston, the first black African to be elected to public office. He attended Central High School in Cleveland, Ohio, where he began writing poetry in the 8th grade. His father would discourage him from pursuing writing as a career in favor for something more practical. Langston's tuition fees to Columbia University were paid on the grounds that he would study engineering. After a while, he dropped out of the degree course, but continued to write poetry. It's no surprise that democracy in the United States was non-existent in the early 1900s throughout the Jim Crow era. Black people had no rights. Democracy back then was laughable and a joke, and outright biased. Government ruled by the people pertained to whites exclusively, excluding all African Americans. Therefore, Langston felt compelled to speak his mind for equality and his birthright of freedom via poetry. He clearly addressed his points of view of democracy in Democracy, 1949. Democracy will not come today, this year, nor ever. Through compromise and through fear. I have as much right as the other fellow has to stand on my 2 feet and own the land. I tire so of hearing people say, let things take their course. Tomorrow is another day. I do not need my freedom when I'm dead. I cannot live on tomorrow's bread. Freedom is a strong seed, planted in a great need. I live here too. I want freedom just as you. So that speaks to me, not that I was ever a slave or bound or anything like that, aside from being on punishment. But, you know, kind of growing up, like in a split house, mother being really liberal, father being like really almost Black Panther, Black nationalist, you know, you really didn't know who to turn to for answers. So I kind of felt trapped in my own house. You know, I developed a way out and was able to grow up with my own sense of mind and, you know, make my own opinions. But I attribute that to my mother. Because, you know, when I would complain about how hard my life was and because I didn't have what the other kids had, or because I couldn't go where the other kids were, I couldn't go to Great America in the summer, or I couldn't go to Marina because we just didn't have the money, she would remind me of how she grew up in the South and how she used to walk miles and miles to school. I don't know if that was true or not, but she used to tell me she used to walk miles to school. She had 1 pair of shoes for the whole year. My grandmother raised 13 children in a small 1-bedroom house. And this is no lie, because I actually seen this house. And it's smaller than my living room in my house. So this next piece is a tribute to me thinking about that. And it's called Mother to Son, 1922 by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, and splinters, and boards torn up, and places with no carpet on the floor bare. But all the time, it's been a climbing on, is reaching lands and turning corners, and something going in the dark. Where there ain't ain't been no light. Don't you sit down on the steps, because you find it's kind of harder. Don't you fall now, for I's going, honey. I still climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. So for me, that's just saying, tomorrow's a better opportunity for advancement. So no matter what happens today or what happened yesterday, just keep climbing those stairs. Thank you.